Hello everyone and welcome to October, the month of spooks and scares. Because October is Halloween month, I'm going to be uploading a video every week, hopefully, about a spooky game. Today I will talk about some scary Italian cuisine, next week is a bear game, the week after that is anime, and Halloween will be the video about a tall guy. Today's video will be about creepypastas, well, 3 creepypasta games in particular. Today we will be talking about Sonicexe, the Mario I Hate You creepypasta, and we'll end things off with TrueLab.exe, an Undertale themed creepypasta. Before we get into these games, we need to talk about a few things. We need to figure out what a creepypasta is, and we'll learn about the history of creepypastas. Before I talk about those, I just want to say that I'll only talk about the Sonic, Mario, and Undertale creepypastas, but if you guys want to see more, let me know in the comments and I might make another video talking about more creepypasta games. I mean, technically Slenderman is a creepypasta, so Halloween will be another creepypasta game, but if you want to see more other than that, let me know. So first off, what is a creepypasta? Well, a creepypasta is a variation of copypasta, which is something that gets copied and pasted all over the internet. You could probably think of examples of this, with stuff like the B-movie script for example. A creepypasta is basically that, but the intent of the text copy and pasted is meant to scare the reader. These usually involve things like murder, suicide, and other things of the such, like paranormal activity. Some famous creepypastas include Slenderman, Jeff the Killer, Sonic.exe, and Ben Drowned. Now let's talk history. Because they are spammed all over the internet, it's pretty difficult to figure out the origin of creepypastas, but it is said they started in the 1990s with internet forums and emails. Probably the earliest creepypasta is Ted the Caver, a story of a guy named Ted and his friends exploring an increasingly scarier cave. Others like Polybius, which is a topic for part 2 maybe, and Bunnyman were posted to sites like 4chan in the 2000s. Then, in the late 2000s and early 2010s, sites like the Creepypasta Wiki and the subreddit r/nosleep became permanent archives for these creepypastas. So now that we know about creepypastas, let's take a look at the games. First, let's talk about Sonic.exe, the most well-known of the 3 games we'll be talking about. I downloaded the game and booted it up to find that the game is just a regular game of Sonic 1, but in widescreen. So already, I'm down. Let's just start the game. Oh. Here we have 3 characters to play as, Tails, Knuckles, and Dr. Robotnik. You can't pick the other 2, so let's start with Tails. When you select a character, you hear a very compressed sounding laugh. Welcome to Hill Act 1. We got some reversed music in the background, fun. All you can really do is move right, so I moved right. After a bit, you come across a ton of dead creatures on the floor and hanging from trees. This is kind of disturbing, but let's keep going. After a bit more walking, we find Sonic. Tails, I don't think you should go near him. Okay.
Hello. Do you want to play with me?
No, not really at all. There's voice acting in this game as well, which is kind of silly. I feel like it was meant to make it more spooky, but to me, it makes it kind of silly. It would be more creepy without it, in my opinion. Now time for a hide and seek, or hold right. After holding right for a bit, Sonic with red pupils appears and chases us. As the drowning music plays, we gotta escape. Tails, you should go faster. Maybe like fly away, maybe run instead of walk. Well, I got caught. Then Sonic attacks and Tails destroys my ears.
You're too slow. Want to try again?
Not really, but I guess I have to. Now it's Knuckles' turn to get killed. I select Knuckles and a message shows up saying, well, obviously there isn't a run button. Holding right again takes you to a place with blood. Whoa, scary. Sonic appears and says that he found me. After this, you have to attack Sonic, but he keeps teleporting. Why don't you try to escape, Knuckles? You're more likely to survive if you do. Knuckles gives up and dies.
So many souls to play with. So little time. Would you agree?
Actually, I do agree. There's very little time before I just close this game and play something with actual gameplay and is fun. Now it's Robotnik's turn. The level name is just nothing. Just 3 dots now. And what do you know, you just hold right. After going down some stairs, Sonic appears and a static screen appears for a few seconds before showing a picture of evil Sonic that isn't that scary to me. Yeah, it is scary, I guess, but it's not scary enough for me to get haunted by this game in my nightmares or something. It then says, I am God. Okay, cool, you aren't, but whatever. It asks if I'm ready for round 2, and actually addresses me, which is actually a bit creepy. It then shows the game over screen, then shows some Japanese text that I cannot understand, and of course there's no voice acting for it. That's it for Sonicexe. I didn't really find it that scary, the gameplay was literally nothing, and it's just not that good. Now since Sonic wasn't really that good, how about good old Mario? This is Mario.exe, or the I Hate You Creepypasta, as it's referred to on the internet. Opening the game brings us to the Sunken Ghost Ship level in Super Mario World. Entering the level brings us to a very easy level. The bullet blasters don't shoot anything and there's a ghost with no eyes blocking a pipe, but other than that, there's nothing to discuss. After grabbing a key and going through, the level is cleared. The next level is just called, Oh God, no! And Mario seems like he is scared. Entering the level, the game tells us that we are now invincible. Cool, I guess. Now, what do you know? You just hold right, it's Sonic.exe all over again. After a bit, some eyeless boos appear. They don't do anything, they're just here. Some text in blood appears saying, I hate you. Well, I don't know who you are, and honestly, I don't care if you hate me. The text appears again after walking for like 3 more seconds, but this time there are big boos. The boos, again, don't do anything, they're just here for aesthetics, I guess. The game loads a new area, which is the same as the last, but this time some big boos appear, which did give me a bit of a scare when I first played, but it was really just a minor jump. They can't hurt you as in you're invincible, however. Then there's some text asking, why won't you die? Well, I'm invincible, pal, don't get angry at me, I didn't have a say in getting invincible or not. Running more brings us to some water with a pipe. You could go past the pipe and reach a... Ouija? This feels very out of place, it doesn't really have a purpose being here. Oh yeah, you can die here, which is strange, I thought I was invincible. Going down the pipe this time brings you to this room with a mushroom and a question mark block. There are also some swamps with blood on the floor and on them. They can't hurt you, by the way. There are also some spikes, which also can't hurt you. Traveling a bit more right shows some dead Marios on the spikes. Ooh, spooky! Going down the pipe at the end brings you to a corridor with a pipe and a weird mushroom at the end. Touching the mushroom shows you some pictures of other creepypastas. Thanks, game. Real scary right there. The pipe takes you to this room with a shadow on the wall. Then Luigi appears saying that he works for Bowser. Oh no. A cutscene of Mario and Luigi fighting plays, then Luigi falls in lava and Mario cries. Well, what did you think was gonna happen, Mario? Then the end screen with Mario, a crying Peach, and a very injured Luigi shows up. Then the game is over. I feel like this one is even worse than Sonic.exe because it has the same level of gameplay pretty much, but this one is even less scary. Now it's time for the final one, TrueLab.exe. I'm very experienced with Undertale, so I was kind of excited for this one. The game puts us just in front of Alphys' lab. Entering it presents a message where the game says hello. Well, hello to you too, game. In the lab, checking the computer gives us Flowey, but he's red. I don't have any idea what this does, but cool, I guess? When you enter the True Lab, the game says that you shouldn't be here. What do you mean I shouldn't be here? Where else should I go? Entering the lab, there's blood on the floor and a hallway with Alphys with the head detached from the body with a note saying, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to turn them into these things. Going up brings us to a locked door with a lot of blood out the front. Going through the door to the right brings us to Flowey without a face. After a bit, his face goes black with some white dots, then you get kicked out. A bit random, but okay. Going to the left, it brings you to a sign that says, My face is melting? Please, end the pain. Anyone. I can't tell who is talking, but I guess I'll have to end the pain. At the end, there is some more blood on the beds here, and another room. Wandering around the room shows that something else is in here with us. Then a jump scare happens, and then... Toriel? You don't look that good, Toriel. Toriel asks that you kill her, and all you can do is fight. With all the speedruns that I have had die to Toriel and bad RNG, I'll gladly kill her. Unfortunately, you can't. After some attacking, you get a very good look at Toriel's nose. You respawn just outside of the room, but now Frisk is crying. Going to the beginning of the area brings you to Alphys again, but the head is gone this time. Going left more, then turning around makes the body disappear entirely. Going through the hallway shows that the door that was locked before is now open, with a deformed Asgore coming out and scaring you. Entering brings you to a completely dark room. Moving north for quite a while has Alphys' head just zoom by. Frisk's face starts to really melt, it seems, and the hypergong that Asriel uses starts to show up on the screen. The game then asks, why didn't you quit? Well, you see, I had to go through the game to make this video. The game then closes and brings up a Google tab of a very creepy and disturbing image of Kara. That's all for the game. In my opinion, it was the best overall. It was scary, actually had gameplay, and was pretty disturbing. So now that we have gone through all of those, what are my final thoughts? Well, I don't really have much to say. I'd say creepypastas are an interesting part of the internet. While not all of them are really that scary, some of them actually are. And they definitely are interesting reads if you don't mind getting scared. Unfortunately, I don't feel like these do well in game form. These were meant to be read as a story, and I feel like the games don't feel fun to play unless you really like horror or the games that creepypastas are based on. But that's just my thoughts. That doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. I might just give them a not my thing title. Again, these aren't the only creepypasta games out there. There are many others I could talk about, but I decided to limit it to these three. So that's all I really have to say. Thanks for watching.